welcome to WPCS Podcast. Welcome to WPCS Podcast. When I think how much better I'm gonna be when this is over, I smile. Yeah, truly I smile. Welcome to WPCS Podcast in Shelby, North Carolina. I'm the Northeast Southwest most people. It's the DJ Dr. Jim from the all-new WPCS Podcast in Shelby. Today we have special guests among us in another segment of Unity in the Community. First and foremost, to my left, let me introduce Mr. L.B. Lee of Urban Voice Media. To my right, we have Mr. Kevin Shade. Welcome to WPCS Podcast. Mr. Shade, we will start off with you, my brother. Welcome to WPCS Podcast in Shelby, North Carolina. Welcome.
All right. It's an honor, man. It's an honor. How you doing, for? How you doing?
Glad to have you here, my brother. Glad to have you here. Glad to have you in the place to be. What did you say, my brother? What is it going to take to make our community a little better?
First of all, I would think communication. Honesty to what the next goal is. Focusing on one goal at a time. Sometimes we can put about 4 or 5 different things in front of us at one time, but it changes the focus step by step. 1, 2, 3, etc.
Okay. All right. Mr. L.B. Lee, let me get it right, sir. What do you say?
I say basically the same. I mean, we have to put our differences to the side and just unify with one another, regardless of whether you put your shirt on the same way I put my shirt on, our shirts are on.
Right.
So my thing is, even though we have differences in how we organize and conduct our business, we can still do business together.
All right.
But Jim, I have a question for you.
Okay.
All right. You got into podcasting.
Right.
What made you want to go this route versus radio route?
Well, actually, we just started out with podcasting. Eventually, it's going to become radio as well. Matter of fact, we're in the process now of getting everything together for the radio side of WPCS.
As I look around your wall, I see the memoirs of people you interviewed and did business with. As business went along, you've been in business how long now?
It's right about 13 months.
13 months. Who have you unified with so easily? Other than myself.
Man, we have touched bases with a lot of people here in and around Shelby, North Carolina. Just right here in Shelby, we have been in contact with the United Way. We have been in contact with the Chamber of Commerce. We have been in contact with Cleveland Community College, small business. We've been in contact with a lot of individuals, a lot of social groups, a lot of organizations, the DeVoe Foundation. Those guys everybody has been truly magnificent with WPCS Podcast in Shelby, North Carolina. We're grateful for that. Let me take a moment to step over here to Mr. Kevin Shade. You guys have been involved with the Stop the Violence.
Yes.
In and around Shelby, North Carolina. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Oh yeah, Stop the Violence was created and thought of on a base page, and it was not even on it. When I say a base page, we didn't have a political platform.
Right.
Thought of Stop the Violence.
Right.
Stop the Violence was 4 or 5 people coming together and just picking up phones and going, hey, what do you think about us pulling something off in Cleveland County to show our concerns about Stop the Violence? We didn't call on no counselors and any of the major people of the county, but when we did reach out to them, they came and showed up.
So let me ask you, Shade, after the event was over with, did you see, not just from the community, but from the police departments and sheriff departments, did you see a change in how they came? Because I know they were there at the events as well.
Yes.
Did you see a change in them and how they interact with the community after the Stop the Violence event?
I can say I did, because we were so surprised with the outcome. We had a lot of people came out that was, big political people that we didn't invite a sponsor from a big showcase stand. Mm-hmm. And the officers all came out and communicated with us, and it gave the younger youth and the community a chance to see what they're here for. That I say all,
Shay, one thing I had pinned on the back of Dr. Jim was, at his next Unity in Community event, I wanted to target one of the police officers and have them to go out to the crowd and pick out a person and make them their special friend and carry them home with them. Not that day, not that night, but carry them home with them. Go out and eat lunch with them, go out and eat dinner with them, cut the grass with them. And then vice versa, he or she goes to their house. Whether it's a female officer, she goes to the lady's house, cut grass with her, eat barbecue outside with her on Saturday or Sunday, or whatever. Get to know the people in the community.
I love
Other than when there's something chaotic going on.
Now, I'm going to enlighten off that because I'm visualizing that in my head right now. To see a female officer go visit a single mom with two to three children that doesn't have a father figure in the home, to see what she goes through on a daily basis, or vice versa, the next family that has a father and a mother in the home, to see what it's like, so to understand it from both sides. Mm-hmm. Now reverse that and see what an officer goes through on a daily basis in the psychiatric different things that go through their head, the pain that they see when they have to arrest one of their own, or someone they know in the community, or the next kid that just caught a life sentence for murder, or female. I love it. I hope to see that one go down. I like for us to do that one live, man. I like for some live to go down.
And I say that, Dr. Jill, by pinning you on the back because you're the godfather of unity and community in Cleveland County. And that right there, truly, I feel, as far as when they say, what's the antidote? What's the solution to it? That right there, in my opinion.
Right.
It may not be the sole solution,
right,
but I think that's an antidote to help towards the solution.
Well, one thing that we try and focus on with unity in the community, and it's all about unifying God's people. Everybody is God's people. So what we try and do is just to unify Shelby and all the surrounding areas and connect one individual to another individual. Therefore, unity can be spreaded in Shelby and the surrounding areas. That's what it's all about. We often look back and say, well, I don't know so-and-so, or I don't know this individual. It's all about coming and getting to know one another. And that way we all can come together and be unified one with another.
That's right. And enlightening from that unify is very important. Communication is very important.
Right.
Because no one knows what one or the other is truly going through on a regular day-to-day basis.
Right.
That reaction with a reaction, that kid that he's just having a rough day. He's been through a lot. Mom can't get in the new shoes that just came out. He's got to wear all the old clothes from last year.
Right.
We don't know the next person's story till we go in deeper. So I totally agree with LB. Totally agree with you.
Exactly.
In reality, it has to come to a lift. We have to lift it on.
What enticed you to start Urban Voice Media?
It was the pandemic. I was out in Nebraska. Me and my wife, she was getting frustrated with me sitting in the house. I felt like I was in jail. One of my Kevin just called out Mr. Maurice Ross's name. Me and him was talking over the phone. Actually, Kevin had called me in reference to the was it father-daughter's dance?
Yeah, father-daughter dance.
Father-daughter dance they were doing. And we started talking, and me, him, and Maurice, we all linked back up. And Maurice said, man, we got to do something. I said,
right,
man, let's do a podcast or something. I didn't want to be a part of it.
Right,
I want to be behind the scenes.
Right.
Maurice put me up front, and I haven't said that.
Hadn't looked back yet.
Nah.
All right, big props to you. Big props to you. So let me turn it down for a second to Mr. Kevin Shade. Let me ask you, as far as, the things that's going on in our society today, what do you think is going to take to get our young folks together, to bring them to where they can understand and communicate better in society, not only in society, but in the home as well?
Again, being honest, when they're going through something.
Right.
I mean, it's different than us as 70s and 60s and 80s babies.
Right.
Technology has created something that is good and bad at
Exactly.
the same time.
Exactly.
The media can be used to uplift, or it can be used to destroy.
Right.
And getting to know your children, and children getting to know their parents, it's hard a little bit when they're not focused
on
each other.
And you know what? You stepped on something. Because right now I'm having a dilemma within with some children, and the biggest thing we did, we took away the phones, we took away the iPads. Now they got to go outside. They got to do
Right.
something. They got to get creative.
Yeah.
And when you asked that question, it was burning on me.
Right.
The thing to do, mamas and dads, take that phone, iPad, and TV away.
Sometimes
Make them earn an hour.
Right.
If they can't earn it, they don't get it.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
It's
I agree.
like we used to cry because we couldn't go outside and play.
Come on
Exactly.
now.
Exactly.
Come on. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You know
we
what I'm
tried.
saying?
We had to beat the light in, but we would stay, out. And I thank God for my children that instilled that into their children.
Right.
I'm not one that can't say that this not happening within my family.
Exactly.
My grandson he's the only legacy to our bloodline, but my son instills that in it, from football to outside playing with the dogs, or
Right.
chores to do,
Right.
all the way for his daughter, and also my daughter with her 3 children. They are intervening within the environment
Right.
of life, not just in the house. See, they enjoy it, but it's not a necessity.
Exactly.
My son will tell me in a minute sometimes when I pick up my grandkids, okay, Dad, so one of the grandkids got in trouble, there's no phone. I will be calling you.
Right.
Cool.
Right.
Cool. I love it.
Okay.
So it's out there to do if it's instilled.
Right.
I totally agree with Lawrence.
Okay.
Totally.
I think the biggest thing, guys, is parents today, whether you're a grandparent or the actual mom and dad, stop being lazy.
Okay.
Stop being neglectful to your children. When you want to get that to them, you're neglecting them
Right.
because you're taking away communication from them. The only communication you're getting is that string, which isn't good.
Right.
Stop neglecting them and sit down with your son, your daughter. Get to know who they are. Because you don't
Okay.
know them.
Right. Right.
All you know is their name.
Exactly.
You don't know them.
Right.
That's
right. Right. Okay. Okay. We have a lot of mothers that wants to be a friend as opposed to being a mother.
Oh, I'm gonna
Okay.
grab this one. I
So,
gotta grab this.
I'm gonna put this out here to the both of you guys,
Oh man.
and tell me what y'all thoughts are.
I mean, I'm going to enlighten it from both angles because you got some fathers that want to be friends with their kids.
True.
You have
True.
mothers that want to be friends with their kids.
Okay.
And it goes both ways. You can create a friendship with your child, and your child can create a friendship with you.
Right.
But there's a disciplinary line that still has to stay there that keeps us both being able to say when one another is wrong.
Okay.
Now, I may get the bad end on this, but sometimes as parents, we're wrong.
Okay.
Sometimes as children, they're wrong.
Okay.
Because the comparisons can be, our children lead by what they see.
Exactly. Exactly.
And we try to instill in our children what we saw.
Right.
But there's a new technology now. There's a new this, a new that. So
Right.
when you get that information back and your child looks you in the face and say, well, you did it when you was young.
Exactly.
How do you react to that child that's now an adult that says to you, well, you did it when you were young?
That's right.
We can go into, I can't believe you disrespected me like that. Or we truly can be honest and say, that girl, I hate to say it, but you're right.
Right.
But I'm not doing that now.
Exactly.
And you know
Exactly.
what? And you know what, man? I think I was like 35, 36 when my dad became my friend.
Right.
Prior to that, he was just my dad.
Exactly.
He was my teacher.
Right.
He was my leader. He was my provider. He was my guider.
Okay.
He didn't have time to take on another role as friend
Exactly.
if he's doing all those things.
Right.
Come on now.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, I'm putting too much on him to make him my friend. Now
Right.
he's doing all these other things.
That's right.
So when I released him from being only just dad,
Right.
that's when he became dad/friend.
Okay.
Because he didn't have all those other roles. He didn't have to provide for me
That's right.
anymore. He didn't have to guide me anymore. He showed me how to sail on my own. So now it's up to me to hold that back on the sail.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh,
my
yeah.
Lord, he's there to pick me up, but yet still, he let me go. And when he let me go, that's when me and him become son, friend,
Right.
dad, friend.
Okay.
Yes.
And
Same
moms
here.
and dads, you guys got to stop.
Oh, yeah. Same here. I agree.
Stop.
I
Learn
agree.
to say no to your children.
All right.
No to say, hey, it's okay. You just can't have it.
Right. You can't get it. And not to cut you off, LB, don't go broke for materialistic things, knowing that bills got to be paid. That one pair of tennis shoes for $400 and you still got a light bill coming up tomorrow.
Exactly.
You're not going to get it.
Exactly.
I mean, we get raw in these platforms. Look here. I don't want to see your children in all these new Jordans and you don't have a washing machine and dryer in your house and I see you at the laundromat.
Right.
That is not going to get it. your sacrifices cannot overstand the means of reality.
Right.
This is reality.
Okay.
That's it. I agree. I got a question for both of you guys.
Okay.
LB, man, I knew from the ground up. Also, Dr. Jim.
Okay.
I was at the Hollywood Park when the softball games was like NBA on TV. What does it feel like now to be a business owner in the trials and tribulations of what you went through to actually be legitimate on the other side, meaning the laws of what it takes to be a business owner? These are things I'm asking because I want other people to understand after you get the LLC and the EIN and you go show your partner that piece of paper, I'm a boss now.
Right.
Tell them what goes with it after the EIN that they get on free online in the LLC for $125. What goes with it to stay a level to be whatever boss they want to be in whatever field they want to be a owner?
After you get your LLC, I would say immediately, once you get your letter, your certification in the mail, immediately go to the bank and start and open up a bank account. It's only $50.
Business account.
You're gonna open up a business account.
Bingo.
Within 6 months, you're gonna start getting offers, and you start getting offers for advancements. You know, as far as loans, something you would never get as just an individual working somewhere 10 years. You start getting that from them. Once they see that you're actually putting money in a bank, and don't take it out, ladies and gentlemen, that's the key. Put money in, don't ever take it out of that business bank account. Once the bank sees that, then they're gonna say, hey, we see that you are building residual income, can we help you?
Hold right there. LB, can you enlighten on that word residual income so that everyone out in the audience can understand what that really means? They hear it in the bank.
Right.
Not that people are ignorant to the word. We're not saying no one's ignorant. But we need to give this to our people in the community in layman terms, what residual income means.
We're going to break it all the way down.
Look at it like a tree. When you look at a tree isn't a tree with just one limb. A tree is a tree with multiple limbs. And when you have multiple money coming in every week, on and on and on, that's residual income. You're not taking it out, you're leaving it in. If you put money in and take it out, that's nothing to show. All they see is you putting 50 in, you're taking 50 out. That's not residual. It has to grow. And the only way a tree can grow is with water and leaves and the sun. Without that, you have nothing.
To add some more to what LB just mentioned, a lot of things individuals go through when they open up their own business. Besides getting the license, you have to get your place to where they have to come out and get it inspected. A lot of red carpet things, I'm gonna call them, that you got to get done.
Yes.
Besides that, and LB just mentioned things that you have to do, as far as being at the bank, opening up different accounts and things like that. And then you have to find you a place where you are comfortable at. That's one thing. Not only that, but you have to find you a place to where you feel like you are going to be productive.
Yes.
That's a great start right there, because if you're somewhere where nobody's going to know where you're at unless you do this or tell them, quite naturally, you want to advertise your business and you want to let everybody know where you're located at. But there are different avenues that an individual must take to be successful in the business world.
Right.
Yes, I add to that and not cutting you off. Advertisement, guys, is things that we're doing right now that you see us on this podcast. These
Right.
are two different businesses coming together, merging. One from a vocal, one from a visual. You have to sell yourself in your business. Your business does not stop on Facebook. There is a big media platform that goes so many ways.
Right.
And you have to network with other people to do that. In selling your business and advertising it, it has to have a certain look. You can't have 55 things in the background.
Right.
When you do your business cards, are you going live? All that matters because it's the profile that you're giving these customers that you want to do business with you. The first impression is the best impression.
Exactly.
Please remember.
And Mr. Shea, I understand you have a transportation business here, right?
Oh man, very excited about it.
Right.
I just started up direct transportation. Actually just merged with Lee's Transportation.
Right.
Big shout out to David Hill.
Big shout.
Yeah, man, we came together on it and starting this week, the closure will be on it. I'll actually be have owner of lease transportation
Right.
and merging with direct transportation. We're targeting things such as airport transport, work transport for people that don't have driver's license or things like that, but need to get to work every week.
Right. Right.
You know, we're also going to be focusing on non-emergency transportation.
Right.
Where we're actually going to be hauling VAs, people that's certified in the Medicaid field. Big shout out to Brandy Ursh with hers going.
Right. She's been fantastic in our community.
Bingo, checkmate.
Big shouts to you, Miss Urshby. Very proud of you. Big shouts to you. So let me take a moment here, Mr. LB Lee. Let's talk about the roundtable session. You guys are doing great things at the roundtable session. So let me give you guys a big props as well.
You know, Jim, right now I'm being kind of picky about who I'm bringing to the roundtable.
Right.
Before, you know, the roundtable was open.
Right.
It was wide open.
Exactly.
But now, you know, I had to screen back because, like Kevin was saying, you know, I had to look at the picture as to where we were going with that. You know?
Right.
Is it open for any and everybody, or is it open for those that are sincere?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Sincere about their work and where they want to go with their business or whatever they have.
Right.
And you know, I feel that, like I said earlier, the direction we're going is more towards the Vlad TV / growing market.
Right.
You know, set. So right now we're picking and choosing right now as to who we would like to best be on the roundtable of Urban Voice Media, because that right there is not alone. Just being our platform, it also sets the mold as to who our visitors, who our users are, who our subscribers are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we're doing some micromanaging right now as to what we're doing.
Exactly. And let me throw this out here. How can someone get in contact with Urban Voice Media?
All platforms.
Okay.
There's not, all you got to do is just like Dr. Jim said, Urban Voice, VOICED Media. Just tag that in, you're going to find us. We everywhere.
All right. And Mr. Shade, how about your transportation? Tell us how we can get in contact with that.
Oh man, direct email, directtransportation.com, directtransportation@gmail.com, and you guys can just Google us, Lee's Transportation / direct transportation. We out there to be reached, just like LB. And for example, just giving you guys our networking strategy. These are the things that you should be doing yourself. And we're going to leave it out here to give us a call, because we out here for the community. We out here for WPCS. You know, we're here to help from all angles to any upcoming businesses. And that's the only way we can reach back and create corporations and incorporate. Remember those words. That's the next level. And add to what LB said, he's got to be choosy. You got to be choosy about who's in your business, who's your accountant, who's doing every little thing to be a part of your business, because your representation is strong as your weakest link. Please remember that.
All right. And Mr. Lee, before we go, is there anybody you want to give some special recognition to? Any mentors? Anybody you want to give a special shout out to?
Yeah, I mean, the one shout out I want to give, Jim, is to you and Mr. Shade over there. I got some T-shirts I want to give you guys.
Okay.
I'm running short on some of the sizes, so ladies and gentlemen, don't pick at me. We got an Up One Entertainment shirt.
Okay.
You guys can use it.
Up One Entertainment. Okay.
All right.
Now, promise me, Dr. Jim, you won't use that while you change the oil in the car.
That's
That's
what's up.
ladies and gentlemen. That's one of you as well, Mr. Shade.
Oh man, I remember when this got started right here.
Mr. Shade, this right here, man, is a Urban Voice Media T-shirt here.
Oh, I gotta go in on that. Definitely.
Dr. Jim, here's another. You know, this goes back to what I was saying earlier. You know, I was talking to one guy,
right,
and I saw his T-shirts. He was on the book,
right,
and I said, "Man, I gotta get one of these T-shirts." He got me in paper, but he said, "No." I'm like, "Dude, it was a nice figure he had on it, what he was saying on it, and everything." I'm like, "Come on, bro."
Right.
If you're gonna put it on the book, you got to have them in stock.
All right.
Because people might like it. They might want it.
Right.
Now, he don't miss out on some cash flow.
Right.
which could be another whole networking platform
Exactly.
once it goes business.
Exactly.
These are the
somebody
things
seen
we're
that
talking
t-shirt and
about.
wanted it, and you ain't got it.
That's right.
People, be serious about your business.
Oh my God! I mean, I really get a fire over that situation, LB, because I can remember us dreaming on the phones and talking about vision and what we're gonna do next, and we've seen LL Cool J with a jam box, or we've seen DJ Clue with a turntable. You went and got that turntable. We said, "No, we're not gonna wait." You know, we have to come together and quit telling our dreams to people that shuts them down. If someone's reaching out to enlighten your business, so into them,
Right.
Because they're not there to take away from it.
Right.
And there's so many subjects that go with that. We got so many people in leadership positions and business owners that once they get above the rim, they forgot how they got above the rim.
All right.
And you can't keep doing that.
Exactly.
Because real people still remember you when you was not above the rim.
All
like
right.
they remember us.
Exactly.
Keep it real.
Exactly. Exactly.
Jim, before you wrap it up, let me ask you, man. How do we as a community get our other brothers and sisters to want to work with us?
Well, my opinion is this here.
Cool.
You know, when you sit back and you analyze society, you know, everybody somewhat is on a selfish level. I want to be better than the next person, you know, as opposed to what Mr. Shade just mentioned, reaching back into the community. You know, I think we all need to sit down and try and collaborate all of our thoughts, ideas, and opinions to where we.
Man, I just love you guys, man. Keep doing what you're doing. And unification, man. We got to pull it together. We got to quit talking about it and actually do it.
Yeah.
All right.
Just like I said earlier, reference to the police officer reaching out, grabbing someone. We have to sit down and say, what's our antidote to make it work? If that's one thing I can say is my final thought is, people, ask yourself, what can you do to make it work?
Oh man.
All right.
We gotta call this bluff. And Paul Steph's gonna interrupt it. We're gonna call this bluff for the second annual Stop the Violence event on all business owners within our community. All. And when we're asking for donations, please understand we're not even asking for money. We're asking for participation. That's the bluff that we're gonna call. Because everyone wants unity, but are we gonna step forward to get unity?
All right.
You know, so that's going to be coming up, and definitely a shout out to my woman for putting up with me all up and down these highways.
Exactly.
Definitely. Much love, man. Much love.
Big shout. Big shout. Before we wrap this show up, let me take a moment to send big shouts to both of you guys for being here at WPCS Podcast, Mr. LB Lee with Urban Voice Media, and of course, Mr. Kevin Shade. Big thanks to both of you guys for being here. And I'm in tune to do a part 2 to this, you guys. So maybe this is something that we can certainly enlighten on to let our community know that we are trying to put it out there for you guys to receive it and show some ways that how we can be better mentors for our community in our community. Having said all of that, it's about that time for us to wrap another show up right here, WPCS Podcast. So it's provided the good Lord's willing, and of course the creek doesn't rise. Then I get up with y'all again next time. Until then, remember the 3 laws of always. Always believe in God, always believe in yourself, and always love your family. I'm the good Dr. Jim for all of us right here, WPCS Podcast in Shelby. For Mr. LB leading the roundtable session, for Mr. Kevin Shade, for all of us, to all of you, may God bless you all. Remember, God loves you all. And like last time, toodaloo, y'all, peace. And we out. Bye-bye. See ya.